Where I am now, better than before, through those open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place. I take a walk in grace. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM or 1350 AM. And guess what? You can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM and WPCE 1400 AM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll shout you out.
And they'll get a shout out.
We promise.
Yeah.
Mr. E is fun Friday.
That's right.
It's the weekend.
It's TGF. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday.
Do you look forward to the weekend? I mean,
try,
you probably work during the weekend, but
I try.
I'm telling you, I love the weekend. Sometimes I get kind of like a little antsy because, you know, I'm used to going, and then you got to slow down. And but anyway, it's a beautiful day here in the Hampton Roads area. We're expecting 70 degrees.
That's right. We're expecting 70 degrees and a little rain. And right now, the temperature on the outside is about 58 degrees on the outside.
How is that, Mr. E? When I woke up, it was 65. You and your fake news, Mr. E. We're going to have to recalibrate your system there. But it is way past 65.
I think you were looking at the thermometer in the house.
No, I got that from the news, man. I got that. Look, I didn't get that fake news. Look, I got the real tea. But anyway, we're expecting a dip tomorrow, regardless if it's what it is today. It's going to be nice. But tomorrow we got 46 degrees in the house, and then we're going back up.
That's right. That's right.
Spring is in the air. It's not here yet, but we're almost
Spring
there.
Is in the air. I feel music everywhere.
Absolutely. Mr. E, we have a wonderful, wonderful guest today, and he is my uncle. I can't believe, sometimes when I think about him, I like my father's brother. Yeah. It is amazing. But he is here with us. That is Dr. Joseph Williams, pastor of Mason Memorial Church, and we want to say good morning to you.
Good morning.
How you doing? How are you this morning?
I'm doing well for a young fella.
For a young fella. You know, the last time we had you on, we talked about two things, and we're going to talk about two of those things again. One is the fact that you became pastor of Mason Memorial Church. And that right there is history. That is just wonderful. And tell us how you feel being a pastor now. Well, it's been maybe a year since we've talked with you.
Yeah, actually, I've been at Mason as pastor 2 years.
Okay.
David, my uncle, my brother, passed in 20, and they made me pastor. He passed in May. I was officially pastor in October of 20. So it's been 2 years.
It's been 2 years.
It's a dream, a joy.
Yes.
When I thought about pastoring growing up, even after in the Tennessee seminary, it was always, if I pastored in the church, it would be my home church.
Yeah.
That was just always like in the back of my mind, my heart. And after I got appointed to another church, and started, I kind of forgot about it. But then possibility came up, and
yes.
The next thing I know, it's happening.
You took the mantle and said, okay, it's time to keep this moving. We're going to talk about your grandfather, your father, my grandfather in a minute. But also we're going to talk about Black history, and we're going to talk about the family, we're just going to talk about what has happened in the last couple of years with our family and my grandfather, your daddy. And I want to know first what makes you love your daddy, because I always get this sense that you were just crazy about D. Lawrence Williams. Tell us a little bit about how you. Yes.
My mother passed when I was 3.
Yes.
And I was set to live with my Aunt Sweetie. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, absolutely.
Until Dad remarried. And nothing wrong with us. We love her to pieces, but those were the most miserable years of my life.
Wow.
Again, I was a kid and real young, and I just miss my daddy so much. And in my little childlike mind, I had been abandoned. I had been sent away. And I guess that's what's part of the reason I was so miserable. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand what my daddy was trying to do with 14 children.
Yes.
And people who were not in school yet, but everybody else. And trying to do that by himself. It makes sense that he could get some help.
Absolutely.
So, but in my childish mind, I didn't see that.
Yes.
Finally, around Christmas time, about a year or so later, he came. I was asleep. I don't know what woke me up, but when I woke up, my daddy was laying over the bed.
Wow.
I think I levitated into his arms. I just went out.
Absolutely.
And I was ready to come home, and I told my stepmother, he was going to call her stepmother, but I told her, don't ever send me away again.
Yes.
And she said, that won't happen. You don't have to worry about that. So I kind of fell in love with my dad. He was my hero. To me, he was the smartest man in the world.
Yes.
And he had such a reputation. He was really known in our neighborhood as the sanctified preacher.
Wow.
And it was just something about him that I cherished, that I wanted to be like. And anything my daddy wanted me to do, I did.
Wow. So beautiful.
I wasn't going to seminary, so my dad told me he wanted me to go.
Yes.
I was satisfied with my bachelor's. I was going to teach music. But he said, no, I want you to go to seminary, and I'm going to pay for it.
Wow.
So,
yes.
That's how I got that far. So I have great love and admiration for my father. And then his work, not only as a pastor, as a bishop, and as a national leader in our church. Matter of fact, well, I don't know if we're forgetting all the history now. But anyway, Dad was the chairman of the board of bishops when Bishop Mason passed.
Wow.
And he was the one that had to see the church through that transition. And he did an absolutely fantastic job of making sure we stayed together as a church, because there were some splinters, but no major splits.
Yes.
And he was able to hold it together until the new administration went to that.
Absolutely.
He's my hero.
I know, and I could tell your heart. Oh wow, just to, even how you talked about him, how you just look at him. You just it's just so beautiful to me. Anytime I would mention grandfather, people would light up, and they just
Yeah,
spoke so highly of him. Uh,
really.
Beautiful, just beautiful, and so many accomplishments. I want you to talk about some of the things that are in our history and some things that were accomplished through my grandfather, your father.
Yeah, my father, my father's family were got caught up in that Pentecost revival in the early 1900s, 1907, 8, 9. And a church was started in his hometown, Little Washington, North Carolina. And they attended that church. They would go to what they call the Sanctified Hall. But according to him, they would go to the Baptist church first, and that's where the family belonged. But then they would go to the Sanctified Hall right after. And but then he would ask his mother, why do we have to go to two churches? Why we do that all the time? She said, we have church. No, we go to service at the Baptist church. So get mad at your Baptist. But we're going to church.
Okay, that. All right.
And so, he grew up with that everything was Baptist. My dad had some, to me, weird but glorious experiences. He said that once the family got into the Holy Church, the Sanctified Church, and began teaching about and carrying for the Holy Ghost and all that stuff. He was 9, 10, 11, something like that. The year he was 12, he was baptized.
Wow.
And he wanted to be baptized like Jesus. He wanted to come up speaking in tongues.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted the Holy Ghost to settle on him like a dove. And that actually happened.
Wow.
He said when he was baptized, when he came out the water, he was speaking in tongues.
Amazing. His dedication was just amazing. His dedication to the ministry, to the people. It's just amazing. And then tell us about some of the things that was brought forth, was birthed through him that we can see now. To this day, we can behold.
Yeah, there are two. Well, there's more than two. But anyway, the church itself, the building,
Yes.
where we're located on God's Street, was built by my father in 1962, 63, 64, around that time. And it is an awesome structure. It is one of the most outstanding buildings to me, of course, in the city. And for us at that 1963, that was a mega church.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It may not be considered one now, but it certainly was then. When he died, he had at least 2,000 recorded numbers.
Wow.
Whether they, everybody never always attended,
Mm-hmm.
but that was as you said, the mega church then, and as he began to grow the ministry, he started attending the Hampton Ministers Conference, which is every year at Hampton University, and he was the first Pentecostal preacher to be elected the president.
Wow.
Of the Ministers Conference. That was back in the late 60s. And that never happened. It was basically baptism happened. But he had such a persona that the Baptist ministers elected him. And he was the first person. We've only had two sets. The cousin Joe Clemens was chairman at one point. And then there was another Toji bishop that was appointed at some point. So it's only been 3 Pentecostal leaders of the ministry, and my dad was the first.
Wow.
And then my dad had a vision. He lived through the Great Depression, and he talked about how many times poor people, particularly older people, would after a train, we have trains all over the highway. The coal train, we have to ride on the track. That many of them would go to the railroad track after the train passed and pick up the coal that had fallen off the track just to heat the home. They didn't have enough uh, to heat their own homes or to buy coal. So they would go up and down the track picking up coal that fell off the coal cars. He had members who he said had the house had no floor. They had linoleum on the ground.
Wow.
The house actually had no floors.
Wow.
And he was really moved. His people, especially the saints, he felt like they deserved better, especially those who had given themselves for years to the church and to ministry to serve God. They deserved better. So he had a desire to provide housing for the elderly as well as for the low income. And I don't actually know how he found out about the programs or whatever, but the next thing I know, he's going back and forth to Richmond to HUD, looking at it, signing papers, and getting things done. And he gets Williams Village in Virginia Beach,
Yes.
side the field, and that was sponsored by the local church, by the mother church. And then Cody Colorado was sponsored by the Jewish bishop he pastored.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he's there, second district, and so we got Williams Village done, and the next thing he was working on was Cody Colorado.
Yes.
He did not live to see it built.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the last things he did before he passed was sign all the paperwork.
Wow.
That book made a reality. He didn't see it happen, but he had done everything to get it accomplished. And all it had to be done was build the building and he started moving people in. And he had also started a project in Suffolk. That project is still there, but for some reason, it got out of his hands to another of his people. But there was 3 projects he had started, and 2 of them he saw through to completion, even though he never saw how that's built. And so those are some great accomplishments in my mind as far as his ministry. He loved ministry and meeting needs. Always concerned about making sure the saints were taken care of. He was chairman of the board of bishops for a while, and when a bishop died, and I heard one of the bishop's wives actually tell me that my dad went to her house after her husband passed, went through her refrigerator to see if she had everything she needed. Went through several, not intrusively, but just to see that she had everything.
Yes.
And of course, he would need gifts of love, but that's the kind of man he was.
Yes.
He looked out for the saints. The saints were important to him. He took care of the saints. I can see him now. We had one of the sisters, Sister Candy, amen, who didn't believe in doctors, but she was sick. And he went and got her, took her from home. No, she was at church. I think she had come to New England. He went and got her, took her to the hospital himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was that sick. She passed sometime later. But
that's who he was. Absolutely.
He would visit the saints. Sometimes he would take her with them. He said every day with them and visit the saints. So it was just something that he just grew up with, and he imparted again into us. To love and care for the saints.
Absolutely.
Pastor.
Yeah.
Pastor Joseph Williams, I am so proud of you. I am so happy to know that you're there at the Mother's Church Mason Memorial.
Yes.
When you go into the Mason Memorial and you're alone in the sanctuary, what kind of memories, how fond of memories do you have about the old church and now?
Well, you got an hour and a half.
We say it's a long story.
So I say the Mother Church, the Mason Memorial, was actually the second church established by Bishop Mason in Virginia. There's a church in what they call Chucky that he established in the 1890s And the stories that some of those older friends told me is when he would come, once he was established as an evangelist, they would leave notes on trucks, on wagons, horse-drawn wagons.
Wow.
They go here to preach in Chesterton. And then the Azusa Street revival happened. He received the baptism of the Holy Spirit, and it's either one or two ways. He either came to Norfolk from the Azusa Street, or he went to Memphis and then came back to Norfolk.
Wow.
And in that trip, the church that they were associated with in Norfolk, he went, and I guess the pastor, gave him space to have words, and in his having words, he spoke in tongues.
Mm-hmm.
And the preacher said, "You get out of here! You sound like a dumb dog barking," and put him out of the church. You know that Mother Hunter, Mother Fitzgerald, about 8 or 10 of them said, "If it's good enough for Brother Mason, it's good enough for us."
Wow.
And he left. They left with him, and they established what was called the Mother Church in Norfolk. And that was, it was a while before they settled. They went from place to place, and so that history always feels to know that this church has actually started, not just a part of the denomination, but actually started by the founders, and that's a privilege.
And
I love my church
yes,
so much.
that is beautiful.
I don't know whether when you all moved down here, the old building may have been there, but we were worshiping in the Mother Church, the new building, Mason Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
But growing up in that old building, oh man,
Wow.
the teachings, the carry meetings, the prayer meetings, Sunday school, church Sunday was all day church.
Wow.
6 o'clock early morning prayer, 10 o'clock Sunday school, 11:45 morning worship. Most Sundays we had afternoon service. Then we had YPWW at 6:30, a regular service at 8, and radio broadcast at 10.
Mm.
So
Absolutely.
Sunday was all day. And then we were in church every night. Monday night was prayer meeting night. Tuesday night was auxiliary night. Wednesday night Bible study. Thursday night choir rehearsal. Friday night pastoral night. And they cooking in the kitchen all day Saturday.
They stayed in church.
That is so marvelous. You know, this is Black history. Go ahead.
I mean that's the way it was, and the training, the love. I miss it so much.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure you do, knowing how you all grew up. The fervency,
Absolutely.
the love, the thing to be with us as much as it was there. I mean, the faith. I was watching an African minister at his congregation not too long ago, and it reminded me so much of the old church. When he prayed, the whole church prayed. You could hear the congregation praying. We don't do that. We have
It's so different.
We might say amen at the end.
Yes.
That's right.
That's fervency. That is not what I would like to see. But the Mother Church is measurable. There was such a fervency, such a love for God.
Absolutely.
And they kept us on the altar.
That's right.
They kept us praying. Even though sometimes we acted like we say we didn't.
And that is the truth. Yes.
We got saved every Friday night.
Every Friday night.
Every Friday night we got saved. And, but they kept us on the altar.
That's right.
Praying. And then they, growing up with the Sunday school, I couldn't wait to get out of the hard class.
Wow.
Intermediate class boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
The man who taught that class speaking around you was just a fantastic father, man. I couldn't wait to get into the class. And he was such an inspiration to me. Loved me all my life, and just taught me to be a man. Just besides what my father was teaching. And those guys are saying, my minister, some of you may remember Bishop Samuel Green.
Yes.
He was a member at Mason Memorial.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He was our youth choir director.
You know,
Amazing.
Yeah, he taught us anthems as well as the regular church hymns and whatnot, and it taught us to be kind of dramatic. Sometimes we would sing. We weren't allowed to dance like they do now. But
Praise
we
God.
could move our arms,
Yeah.
or we could turn to the side, and he would like let us break bread together. He would have us. When I fall on my knees, he would have us fall to our knees.
Yes.
Our heads to the eyes and cry. Those things
Yeah.
as a child, as a young person, were very inspirational. It said to me and to others, this is more than just coming to church.
Yes.
This is a reality. This is real. This is a relationship. And you give God your best. You give God your all. Whatever talents, whatever gifts you may have, they belong to God, and you give it to Him because He is God.
Absolutely.
You know, Pastor. Pastor, I grew up right down the street from you all. I was at 26th and Fawn, right on the corner with the Hurley is Coming Church of God. Bishop Love. I was right there with Bishop Love. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We were right down the street from one another.
Right down the street, yeah.
Amazing.
That was a time. We may have to talk about that another time, but that was a real serious transition.
Yeah.
Because we were just one church of God back to the faith. And then we began to split.
Yeah.
And my daddy said, when we start splitting, when you split the split, you're going to split the split that split.
A whole lot of splitting going on.
That's exactly what happened. We started off with one jurisdiction. We now have 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Virginia.
Amazing.
Now, we have 5 jurisdictions in Virginia.
Absolutely.
Right now. So the split, and then they split, and then they split.
It did split. Look, Uncle, let's talk about Black History Month and where we are as not just the church, but as family. What do you see? We've gone through a pandemic, and there's so much going on. How do you feel about Black History Month and where we are as African American people?
I feel Black History Month is very important, very significant. I don't think it gets the emphasis that it needs. I guess there's so much history.
Yes.
It's really almost impossible to deal with all of it in one month anyway. But there doesn't seem to be that kind of. When I grew up, Black history was a major.
Yes.
A major holiday. Not holiday, but event. And we learned in school as well as in church about Black leaders. All of those who made tremendous contributions to our society. I may be a little prejudiced, I guess, but I think there's too much emphasis on entertainers and ball players. Nothing wrong with them.
Yes.
But people who make a real change and difference in the society that we live in. I think sometimes they are overlooked because of the fame of popular culture. And so that's a little bit concerning. And then I'm concerned that what has happened now is, so we had a Black History Month. Now we have there's nothing wrong with Spanish Month. We have a Women's Month, and we have a Men's Month.
Everything.
And in a sense, it kind of makes each of them a little bit more insignificant.
Yes.
When I think they really should be very significant in their life. And maybe the people who are involved, it may be very meaningful to them, but it doesn't seem to do much for anybody else.
Uncle, we need to get your information before we go. We only have a minute. Let's find out.
Wow.
Tell everybody where you are, Mason Memorial.
744 Golf Street.
Yes.
In Norfolk, right, come down Church Street right after you pass the House of Prayer. That next street is Golf Street, you make that right, and you see the church. You can't miss it in the middle of the block. And we love to have you come and visit with us. Our service on Sunday at 11 and Wednesday 7. And so we love to have you come and drop by anytime. Absolutely. And you need to come and sing for us.
I will. I definitely will. But look, we gotta go. But I love you and love to everybody. And thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
All right.
You all come over here for a little bit. We're gonna talk with you and give you some upcoming shows. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. Our special guest has been none other than Pastor Joseph Williams of the Mason Memorial Church of God in Christ in the city of Norfolk, Virginia. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WGPL 1350, Peace 95.3 FM, and WPCE 1400 AM.
I'm in a special place.
Wow. So good to be here. Thank you so much for joining us. Roberta Carter, good morning. We got Mardell Lewis, Sheila Robbins. We got so many folks up here, Mr. E. And we're so glad to see you. It's the weekend.
It's the weekend and I just got paid.
And I hope you all are going to have a good one. Our weather's going to drop tomorrow, but I tell you what, it's going to climb. So the weekend is going to be pretty decent. And I hope you all do something special for yourself and enjoy it. We're on the backside of Valentine's Day, but we're still in the month of February and we are celebrating Black History Month.
That's right. That's one of the greatest months that we are celebrating, knowing the culture, knowing the history of some of the folks that has been here before us and some of the things that folks are doing here now. You know, Miss Hinton, for me, Black history means a whole lot.
Yes.
But I want to say my hat's off to you because as an African-American woman, that's for Women Month, I need to give these accolades, that you doing a wonderful, wonderful job in the community with all the things that you got going on, from anti-bullying to crystal community, from all the visions that God has given unto you. I want to say congratulations for a marvelous job.
Thank you so much. You know, Black History Month means a lot to me. I'm so glad that we celebrate. You know, we get a chance to talk about who we are, and we get a chance to teach who we are. And I'm just so proud. I'm so glad to have my uncle on and my father's brother. And my grandfather was definitely a legend and an icon in the Hampton Roads area. A pastor, bishop of Mason Memorial. We used to come down from Brooklyn, when we were little teeny kids, and we would hear him, and then we would go back. And then the last time I saw him, he came to Brooklyn. My father had passed away, had died in a tragic accident. And so it was like, oh, wow. It was just like very weird and strange. But, having so many uncles and aunts, and, it was just amazing to be embraced by your aunties. And, after an accident and things like that, it was just wonderful to have such a big family.
I mean, he just said he had 14.
It's so many. It's so many.
14.
I mean, so many.
And plus, how many was in your family?
It was 7 of us. And so what my mother did was...
That's 21.
She moved us down here to my grandmother. My mother's mother lived in Norfolk. And my mother was born in Norfolk. We were born in Brooklyn, New York. But so we came back, stayed in Norfolk with my grandmother for a year, and then my mother built a home in Portsmouth, and I was like, wow, a whole new world. But like I said, being here and being embraced by so many relatives and the village, I call it the trees. I wrote poems and things, Mr. E. And I call being we had to nest in the trees. they really just embraced us, my mother's family, my father's family, and it made our lives sweeter. And so as we celebrate Black history, we celebrate Black families and the
Yeah,
fact that we need one another. We need to keep in mind that, they're not always, going to be around. We're not
that's right.
always going to
That's
be
right.
around. And we need to, you know, give the goods, the goodies, share the goodies of the family, the talent. And that's what, the fear with people, when African Americans separate themselves, is based a lot on fear. And when fear comes in, you don't give a chance to show or give the things that you have for the family, or vice versa. You don't get the things. Why? Because you're separated. You stay away from one another. Fear is a factor. One little thing can say, make you put up a wall. And so those things keep us from being whole. Well-rounded. We don't have our heritage and things like that. And so we need to get back to uh, getting with one another, and letting our children's children get with their friend. I mean, not friends, but their cousins, and let them know their aunties and stuff, because we have nuggets and we have things to give, and they have things to give to us. But because of fear in the African American community, get people as fragmented, and they don't really get their history, and they really don't get to know the people that they should know.
And not only that, Miss Hinton, we find ourselves not knowing who our cousins and who our uncles or family members are, and we find ourselves dating and being boyfriend and
Well,
girlfriend.
that's a whole different monster,
So
But
yeah,
but we need to really get together as African American people. Still get together. My uncle talked about the fact that the church has changed.
yeah,
So if the church has changed, family has changed, people are changing, and sometimes the zeal and the fervor and the excitement of life and the church and getting together is down the drain. Why? Sometimes we're out, looking after coins and want those coins, and we're so busy want to socialize, through prison or social media. We don't we don't have time for each other,
you know,
except to text, and it's not a togetherness. I adore the fact that during the holidays the family is together, and we just love we just want that time sometime to be with one another.
and that's another. Social media has been another device that has separated the families.
Mm-hmm.
From communicating with one another. From us dialoguing with
Touching,
each other.
yes.
Because now they said, word on the street says that the only way that they can know that their family members are a-okay or well is through social media.
Social media.
What happened to the time when we all got together? What happened to the time when we all talked on the telephone? What happened to the time when we went around everybody's house and everybody got together? So now we're now depending on social media to give us the goods, to tell us about our family members. We're depending on that. I want to say good morning to Miss Sheila Robinson, Miss Crystal Hinton. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. Miss Marty L. Lewis, thank you so much. Miss Roberta Carter, you've been MIA, missing in action since your boys went down the drain. So I've been missing you, Miss Roberta. I've been missing you, but I was pulling for your boys.
I tell you what, look, I'm just so caught up with the history of my family and the great accomplishments and all the goods that have been passed down. But we still got to serve that tea. Ouch. We got to serve that tea, just a little bit of that tea before, because we don't have that long. But we're going to serve a little bit of tea. Mr. E got some tea for us.
My tea is so hot.
The tea is hot. Mr. E's he must have been ready this morning with the tea. But Mr. E, serve a little tea for our friends.
Miss Hinton, I want to say congratulations to Mr. Tyler Perry.
What's going on?
The donation that he did to help Atlanta homeowners.
Oh, wow,
he donated $2.5 million to help the older Atlanta homeowners in their endeavors. Tyler Perry ranked the third amongst the world's highest paid entertainers by Forbes, with paid the back property taxes for more than 300 low income seniors in Atlanta.
Listen, I got to interrupt you for a minute. I want to say hi to Miss Alvera Peaches Chesson, my good, beautiful friend. Thank you for coming on. I would love to see moms. I would love to see Daryl. I would love to see you, Dump. I mean, I would love Peaches. DM me and let me know when you're going to be with mom. I would love to see her. And look, I see her on social media, but I would love to just give her a big old hug. And you too. Peaches was a good friend and still is. I love her. Beautiful. And in school, we moved to DC. Well, we went to DC to get job in the government and everything. And we've been friends for a long, long, long time. And I just love her. And Sheila, look, Sheila, her and Sheila used to hang out and everything. And so, I really miss them. But Mr. E, the T again, I'm sorry, Tyler Perry. I want to say congratulations to Tyler Perry because talking about Black history, making history, Mr.
That's
E,
right.
don't you know that's family. That's looking out for one another.
2.75 million
wow.
older homeowners in Atlanta to help ensure they are able to stay in their homes. Isn't that giving back?
That is giving back.
That's Black history.
That's Black history right there.
Giving back to 2.75 million homeowners who don't have nowhere to live, haven't paid their taxes. We know that how that thing works. When you don't pay your taxes, the next thing they gonna do is shut you out.
Shut you down. Looking after one another. And I'm my brother's keeper.
Yes,
we are. We have to look out for one another. And see, that's the purpose for money. You're going to get it. You're going to have everything you need. But when you have a vision to do things for others, God can bless you with so much because he knows you're going to do the right thing. You have a vision like he has.
That's right.
To just aid and care for people.
They said the system will cover the city and school taxes. Perry will also cover increase in the tax over the next 20 years for low income older residents. He already donated $750 million for the first year to cover the back taxes and may increase the property taxes and pledge $500 million each year over the next 4 years to ensure the residents don't pay any more taxes. That's marvelous. My hat's off to you, Mr. Tyler Perry, great filmmaker. My hat's off to you for a marvelous job that you have done in our community. Ms. Hinton, we have a few minutes left. We have about 2 minutes left. Also, don't forget that Chesapeake Public School proposed the Satan Club. The Devil's Club controversy.
What is the Satan Club about?
It's supposed to be about teaching and helping our community to rise.
But they wanted to name it
But Satan. They wanted to name it the Devil's Club.
That's going to isolate certain people. And
Satan Club.
And it may not be about the devil, but it's going to isolate people and thinking that it's going to be. So how does that make the community feel good? When you have something that
Ku Klux Klan,
it's crazy.
Another thing I want to bring to your attention that the Walmart in Chesapeake is now accepting applications.
Yeah.
But they don't know when they're gonna open up the facility.
Oh, they have an idea. The story was on, and they're saying that yes, it's almost that time, and so you all just get geared up, and go on in there,
and get your job. You need some work.
Go on in there, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You're gonna have to go back and face, your fears and things like that. But Mr. E, I know we have to go in a minute, but I want you all not to forget Young Women Achieving Success Program. We're looking for girls 10 to 17, but not just girls. We have young adults and a woman's program that's getting ready to start in March. And if you are a lady, a young lady, or a woman that wants to be a part of a program, teach you all kind of things of finances and teaching you about being wholesome and well-rounded, even as a grown woman, that program can be for you too. So just inbox me and let me know if you all want to be a part of that. Also, if you want to be a sponsor, special guest, an intern, Miss E's going to give you the tea. Don't forget to follow us on social media as well.
And don't forget the ladies' pie. Let's talk about the royal pie.
Oh my
They
goodness!
can get pies in it. Call and in ahead and put your pies in there. One more thing you can talk about is that great book.
Oh my goodness, bullying is right underneath your nose. You all go online. I have it up there. The link. You can go to Apple. You can go to Barnes and Noble ebooks. You can go to Book Baby. You name it. You can go there, and it's also Audible. Go to the Audible platform, and Yolanda Hinton, Bullying is right underneath your nose, and get the book. Support a girl. Support the Royal Ladies Pie, and it's a whole lot of things going on. The ladies' music and stuff. And don't forget to return back here on Monday for Sports Talk. And
basketball time.
Absolutely. Yeah. And don't forget to enjoy your weekend. God bless you.
Yeah. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show. I got a great surprise from Miss Hinton. That here's a card that I talked to some people yesterday from the Norfolk Public School about her book.
Oh my goodness.
That's who you need to contact.
Thank you so much. I want to thank you for the lead, and also I want to thank Virginia Beach Library for putting the book there. But again, you can get it online, and you can read it to your children and have it for the family, and just enjoy it. Thank you all that are buying it. Thank you for your support, and we're going to see you back here on Monday, and we want you to enjoy your weekend. Mr. E?
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you'd like to be a special guest, give us a call at 757-714-7861. Again, that's 757-714-7861. And don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WPCE 1400. WGPL 1350 and 95.3 FM. Don't forget, coming soon, WMVA 88.9. Have a good day now. 2 up, 2 down, VA.
Bye-bye, you guys.